Shrouded Fable is finally out, and I know you love aggressive decks just as much as I do. I think that this deck that we're going to talk about today in the video is absolutely fantastic. I've been trying it out on the PTCGL ladder, and every game I have is more and more interesting as I go. I try to be more aggressive. We're going to be talking about this Okidogi Donk deck that has Pecharunt. Now, it has both Pecharunts in there. It's got the banned card because it's not legal over in Japan for Worlds. And we have the Pecharunt EX that also just came out in Shrouded Fable. This deck has so many cool things in line with just taking these big knockouts and going full speed ahead. So you're going to want to check it out. Let's hop over and talk about the list. All right, everybody, super simple. We're going to hop through this deck list. Obviously, there's not too much to it, but we're going to talk about all these cards. The brand new Okidogi or Okidogi EX card here is going to be the main attacker for those bigger Pokemon. We want to just knock those things out of here. And really what we're going to use to do that is the Chain Crazed attack that's 2 dark and a colorless. It does 130 base damage, but if this Pokemon is poisoned, it does 130 more, so 260. And how are we going to do that? We're going to use the Pecharunt EX to get it into the active and poison it. Now we could do that, or we can use the new supporter card that's in this, which is Janine's Secret Art. Now, Janine's Secret Art is really cool, and you can use it for multiple different reasons in this deck, but you get to choose up to 2 of your dark Pokemon. They can be your bench Pokemon or your active Pokemon, and you get to put a basic energy from inside your deck onto these Pokemon. So that's really cool. It reminds me a lot of Welder if you played back in Sun and Moon format, but you get to search your deck for 2 energy and just attach. This card is absolutely broken, and we use it in so many different ways. Now, there's a lot of ways to discard our dark energy. We've got the Radiant Greninja in here that's able to just pop that into the discard to draw us more cards. And then we have our Trekking Shoes. We've got a couple Ultra Balls. We've got a couple of Carmines in here too, so we can use that on the first turn of the game. We can Carmine a couple of our dark energy away and then just scoop them right back, and we can recover those energy with the 4 Dark Patch that we have in this list, or the new Nightly Stretcher, or Night Stretcher rather. You can either get a basic Pokemon or a basic energy. I'm sorry, you could get any Pokemon, but for this deck we only care about basic Pokemon, so who cares. But we have the Night Stretcher that you get to pick up one of your basic energy cards from discard and put it right in your hand. It's really good. We do have a couple of E-switches because we do want to move some energy sometimes. Now, I would recommend maybe, you know, we're looking at Iron Bundle in this list potentially. You could pull an E-switch out. I haven't used E-switch that much, but it does come in clutch towards the end of the game when we really need that 1 extra energy. We do have a couple other attackers though. Obviously, Fezandipiti is great at drawing, but the Cruel Arrow attack does do 100 snipe damage, so that could be useful towards the end of the game too to close some things out. Maybe if you go on uneven prizes and there's no mana fee on board, you could use that. But Flip the Script is really what we want to be using here with Fezandipiti EX, because we get to draw extra cards, and who doesn't love seeing extra cards? And then we talked about Pecharunt EX as a way of poisoning our Okidogi, but we do use that for the Irritated Outburst also to close out some games. So for 2 dark energy, it does 60 damage for each prize card taken, very similar to how Charizard EX works. Hopefully you know what that card does now, but extra prize cards for our opponent mean extra damage output for us, which is really good. And then we do have the banned Pecharunt card. So if you want to play this for Worlds or want to play something similar, what I would recommend is maybe putting in you know, a couple of more consistency cards, maybe putting in another Okidogi, or maybe putting in a Iron Bundle for the second slot here too. But Pecharunt's really good for those extra poison damage counters that you can put on your Pokemon, and to do that we can use Poison Chain because it does poison our opponent's active Pokemon, does 10 damage. We can pair that with its Toxic Subjugation ability, which puts 5 extra damage counters on it, so you're basically hitting for 60 damage. And then when we pair it with a couple of other cool tech cards that I included in the list, like this Binding Mochi, it does 40 more damage, so now we're hitting for 100 damage instead of just the 60. And if we want to add insult to injury, we can add the Perilous Jungle Stadium that puts 2 more. So now we're doing 120 for a single prize Pokemon, and then when it comes back into our turn after Pokemon Checkup, it's going to do an extra 7 damage counter. So we're doing a whopping 190 damage for a single prize Pokemon. That card is absolutely broken. I know that there's so many Donk decks out there that are just playing for turn 1 Donk with this card, and that's cool, but I really like the aggressiveness of not having to be so much of a combo deck, but having some sort of way to recover yourself, and that's why I like this list. So give it a try out. We're going to show you how it works on the ladder, but before we do so, huge shout out to all of the sponsors of the Shuffle Squad that make this channel happen and this team happen. Shout out to all of them. You can check out all the links for some awesome sponsor codes that can save you some money, help yourself out, help the channel out. Make sure you're checking out all of those links and the discount codes, and we'll hop over into some gameplay so we can show you how this deck works. All right, our opponent is going in. They won the coin flip here, so they're going to decide they're going to go first or second. I get to go first. Okay, so they are a go second deck. So I mean, we definitely can't attack here. We're not going to do much of anything. We got double Carmine in hand to just draw. So, I mean, we can at least get set up if nothing else. We do have a Pecharunt. We do have a Prime. And a Squawk. So, all of this seems fine. I think going in... Radzard. Radzard seems okay. Okay, so we can concealed. Can do this. This is pretty funny too. Let's conceal some cards. All right, we can Dark Patch. Here you go, like this. Let's see. Do we pull Carmine? No Carmine yet. Let's just pull up Charmander, the Prime Catcher. Pull up our Pecharunt. Now, if we can get like something. Trekking Shoes. I'm gonna go ahead and say no. See if we draw into something else. Okay, we've got our doggy. I don't want to put Fez down just yet. I wish we had like one more, but this is fine. Poison Chain. All right, cool. There we go. Charmander's gone. We clapped him. All right, let's see if they come back from this or they just concede. Probably gonna go with an Arven to get themselves another Charmander and a Pidgey, but we have Boss in hand. I mean, all of this feels really good. All right, cool. There's go. I mean, they had a Choice Belt and a Charizard in hand. I mean, they were cooking. They are probably gonna be pretty sad here when we just boss up this Charmander. Oh, they do hit us with the Iono. So Boss is gone. Boss is off the table. You know, maybe we can draw into something else, but we'll see. We'll see what we got going on here. Are we beating the new Charizard? That's the question. Let's see. I mean, Iono's just kind of lagging on my end. I don't know what's going on. Okay, cool. We do have a Night Stretcher. We have one Dark Energy into the deck here. I don't have a way doing much. And Carmine. Let's Heavy Ball first. Take a look at our prize cards. We've got an Iono, a couple Trekking Shoes. Nothing crazy in there. Honestly, I think we just set up for next turn. Could knock out this Manaphy. Let's get some energy into play. Go from there. Put this energy here. I'm gonna go ahead and just get conceal cards off of this. All right. Let's just hit it with a poison. And there we go. We take another knockout. Now, they will be able to go ahead and, you know, just knock out this doggy here. And unless they have just Candy Charizard in hand, which would be wild, or Nest Ball Arvin could also get them there. Those are some things that could happen. I mean, they're not doing too much. They're living on a prayer here, so... I mean, 70 HP is not a lot. Again, bundle would be so good here, just to bundle something up. And I mean, obviously, we could bundle, for sure. We don't want to Iono, that's for sure. Thinking we just E-switch and chill. Because we're going to hit 70, 70, 140 is not enough. And knock them out. I think we'll just let this Radiant Charizard cook a little bit. Let it take the 140 damage. It's not going anywhere. Yeah, the more and more I play this deck, the more and more I want an Iron Bundle in the list. That's something that that I really want to consider going forward. I think that it's just what to cut. The list is really tight. I guess you could cut a shoe. All right. That back here. This thing's just going to town. I can really just chill on this. I think putting another Pecharunt into play also feels fine. And honestly, let's take a look at what's in here. We do have a Dark Energy. So we can get that Dark Energy, put it onto Pecharunt. I'm also thinking... Yeah, because we might have to use this for Fez next turn. Just go like this. Alright. This feels fine. We're just going to hit end turn without attacking. Doesn't matter if we do attack, that's going to get knocked out anyway. And we're taking another prize card. We got a Pokegear. We shuffled the deck. So we could draw Boss potentially. Let's see if they top deck anything. A Roxanne. Okay. Was not expecting the Roxanne, that's for sure. Okay, cool, cool, cool. Everything works. There's a Cleffa. Cleffa is going to do some things. That's a little wild, but yeah. Alright, we got the Rotom. We got the Buddy Poffin. They are going to cook us a little bit. I don't know if I want to do this. Yeah, Binding Mochi seems really good. Honestly, just concealing some cards feels fine. All right, cool. Yeah, let's just poison this thing. Okay, so let's do some math. This hits for an extra 40. This does 260, so 300, and then we have to poison a Charizard, or we can hit 60 plus 40, so we'd hit for 50. Doesn't seem bad either. Kind of want to Mochi this thing. Just give him a little bit less time. A little bit less time to think. I might get punished for that, but It's fine. It's all good. Because we could still hit with Doggy, and we can hit with Pecharunt the following turn, and we just, like, we'll close out the game. If they don't get this thing out of the active this turn, we just win. Alright. There's an Arven. Gonna get 4 Sealstone. Candy, most likely. They are pretty far behind. I mean, Charizard can come back. That's what's beautiful about the deck. They probably have to get Pidgeot here. And Pidgeot's gonna go, oh, okay. They don't even need Pidgeot, I guess. We're gonna get the energies into play. Retreat. Go from there. I did make it a little scary for them if they left that Rotom there. So there's the 4 Sealstone. I'm assuming they have one of the pieces to get Pidgeot EX into play. That's kind of my thought, but we'll take it from there and see what happens. All right, we got another energy on the Charizard. We're gonna Industrious. They thin the hand. I understand what they're instant charging. No way, that's wild. Okay, here we go. I think I'm just gonna pass, and that's it. Okay, they made a boo-boo. They did not. Maybe they didn't retreat. I'm not exactly sure what happened there, but hey, we got there. And there you saw the power of this deck in full motion. You got to see all of the pieces come together. There's so many different parts that can lead up to a big knockout, and we have so many things that come into play that we just see enough cards to get all the energy on board. So I really am in love with this deck. I've been using it a lot, like I said. And if you have a different version of the build, I know that there's so many different versions out there of it. Let me know. You know, if you watched all the way through the gameplay, you saw that I was talking about the Iron Bundle. I think that could be really good too. We have single prize attackers. We have double prize attackers. There's so many options with this deck, and it is still aggressive. There's enough consistency in this deck to make it aggressive enough to do the things. You just have to know how to sequence it. Now, if you do like the list or have comments on the list, let us know down in the comments below. We would love to hear from you. We always love answering back. And if you want to learn a little bit more about playing Pokemon, the trading card game, you can always hop over to our Patreon at patreon.com/TSSwin, and you can learn from all of our pros on the articles. We also offer coaching. Check out theshufflesquad.com, and you'll be able to see all of our coaching links on there if you do want to sign up for coaching to get a little bit better and compete towards the next World Championships coming up in 2025. But that's all I have here today for this Okidogi Pecharunt Donk deck, and I hope you loved every second out of it. If you did like content like this, make sure you hit the like button. We notice a lot of you out there are watching but don't hit the like button, and subscribe to the channel if you aren't subscribed already for more content like this. Well, I'm PJ. Thanks so much for watching. We will catch you next time here on the Shuffle Squad.
Want to support the Shuffle Squad? Be sure to check out all of our sponsors in the description to pick up Pokemon TCG singles, sealed, and PTCG live codes. You made it to the end. Thank you so much for watching this entire video from the Shuffle Squad. Honestly, from the bottom of our hearts, we appreciate each and every person that supports our content, watches what we have going on every single day, every single week, even from time to time, and continuously allows us to have a forum to project our creative content towards the Pokemon TCG community. So if you haven't already, be sure to give this video a like, subscribe to the channel, and even leave a comment to help boost the YouTube algorithm. That being said, we'll catch you with our next video. Thanks again. Take it easy.